you know, one of the good things about working with something like this, the Philips OneBlade Cup, is that by the second episode, we're actually going to get our own OneBlade things.
Shaver. Was it what do they call it?
It's a razor.
Yeah.
A razor. That's what we're looking for, boys. Now, coming in here, it is going to be CHUPAS starting on the CT side yet again. On the pistol, pardon me, the knife round. Ponkus actually knocks down Adam, though, as he goes aggressive in apartments. I love it, just like complete silence, and you hear the like squishy noise of a guy losing his head. Like nuts.
I was thinking they said something in the production room to you, because I don't have that in here.
I would share that with you.
Yeah, I hope so.
Don't worry.
Thanks, bro.
I'm not gonna hold back on any.
Always got my back. Tenshi is probably the realest in the game, in the casting game.
I'm super real, bro.
Yeah,
you know, like I'm never gonna be. This is the real deal, man.
This is the real deal. You know it. Anyways, Ponkus, I'll be trying to get something going right there with the Glock 18. Couldn't really hit that shot though. Decides to unduel his duel. Vortex.
Control Z on that.
Vortex with the smoke gonna be landing over towards B. They've got the bomb. They're gonna get ready for it with a full man push and only one man playing that B side. They'll get a quick rotation by, I believe that's POTUS, to support MKN. Easy USP. That's the 3 dot.
Great body check there. Actually walking into both of them. Ponkus almost taking that. Now POTUS comes on through. He's got a fairly good position. Another teammate backing him up towards the right-hand side. And as they step forward onto the site itself, you can see that they're going to be caught in a little bit of a crossfire. He actually comes in through CT itself, and he's got a very powerful position as long as he can just force them out. But look at how passively they're playing this. They're doing it perfectly in the post-plant, not losing a single member right there. And a very clean pistol round with the plant included, so injecting a little bit more money into their bank.
Maybe that's what CHUPAS really need to play the way they did on Overpass, is that freedom of space. All in all, feels like it. You can see definitely in the squishier areas of the map that as soon as they...
I love that when you describe the sides of the squishy. It's like one of my favorite words.
A squishy?
A squishy angle. What do you define as squishy?
Squishy.
I know. I'm sorry, I'm ruining your thunder a little bit.
Yeah,
you just have me so curious, you know, sometimes.
Nah, but squishy areas of the map is like where
you can wall bang?
Yeah, wall bang-ish spots, or like very tight spots on the map.
So like banana.
Yeah, banana would be a squishy spot. A squishy spot would be ruins, probably. Areas where you need to move a lot around walls to see your enemies. That's a heck of a kill from CHUPAS so far. PopcornPlokkers are getting back at it though, with a double kill from Dizon and Ponkus. What are you thinking of? Something's really getting you here. What's up? You're thinking about squishy still?
No. I've moved past that. Like we can have that discussion a little bit later, but just like I'm thinking MKN, if you can recover that scout and then pick that banana and, you know, relay the info to like that there's actually not going to be anyone coming his way, at least within the next like 10-15 seconds, we could see a full rotation over towards the A site itself, and yeah, he does pick up the scout. And you can see, yeah, there they are. They're both going to be moving over, as this is going to be a very slow collapse onto the site itself. But there's no one coming through apartment, so Shinshin actually has a very good angle. As long as they don't body check, it jumps on over. Oh, he knows there's a man in pit. Ball goes down in the default plant. No, it's actually going to be in the further, a little bit further in on the site itself. Now Shinshin, I think he's sort of waited a little bit too long here, because now stepping out is going to be really hard for him without him getting punished. As MKN does go down, losing the scout. Might even be better to just back off here, hold on to the body armor, and those CZs into the next round. What do you think?
I think that's what he's going to do as well. He's waiting for the rest of the PopcornPlokkers to just back off or go into the corner of pit where he can get those kills easily, and then back off. Then again, he'll go down if that bomb explodes on him. They saw his head, did they? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they saw him. Jumping up and down. Does go down.
Oh, now everybody has to get up on that boost. Oh my god, the AG!
Oh no!
Holy what?
Oh, okay. Okay, I forgot that they changed that on this map.
It could have been bloody as
on Old Inferno, they would have died.
Yeah.
Just
straight up.
Oh, that was nutty, man.
I was thinking for a while, okay, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what my casting career comes to, you know?
Same.
This is...
We were both hoping. That would have been insane. That would have been so much fun. Absolutely mental if they all went down. Sadly not. We're not going to have that fun. Not just yet. We have a handful of more maps to go here tonight, though. We haven't won. We're best of 3 at least.
Is that the thing from Yu-Gi-Oh? Shin
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Is that from Yu-Gi-Oh?
That's the one. It has like 8 or 9 stars. I don't know how many stars are the cap, but it's
I don't know anything about
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, I remembered this, right? I was 10 years old, and I had a few of my friends who just started playing it, and I thought it looked really stupid.
Okay.
And they were telling me about this card, about how sick it was and how cool it was.
I remember there was this card that you had to get pieces to.
Yeah, there's like you have the 2 legs.
What was that called?
I don't remember, but I know exactly which one you're talking about. Like you had the legs, you had the arms. And they had to put them together, and he became like a really...
Ephesia. No, something like Esia or something at the end, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but we both know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I think everybody knows.
Everybody knows. I mean, obviously.
Because there was probably only one character that
I don't think... maybe they'd have something like that in Magic as well.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards were awesome, dude. Like...
Nah.
Yeah, no, but Pokemon cards were better, because you could trade them and stuff, because you didn't play with them. But I remember, like...
I was probably one of the few people who played.
No, okay, that's catastrophic.
Because I was like the only one who could read English in like 3rd grade, so... That was a thing, but hey, coming through now. Yeah, just massacre the man on the side. Adam is actually playing back here. He's going to find the headshot right there. Line up the second, but not going to be the story here. 2 men left standing for CHUPAS. And PopcornPlokkers are playing a pretty solid T side, at least now to start things off.
They are facing low-budget weapons, though. That's to be taken into consideration. CHUPAS are doing good anyways, I want to say. Obviously, maybe not winning rounds, but good enough to make do the situation. Senzen with the Glock, I was about to say, but CZ75 goes in for Deezen. Decides to back off all the way over towards CT just to save what he's got. MK, and he's got that scout as well. Could potentially go for an exit, but decides to just play it safe or not, or actually go down.
What was that?
From the bomb.
Was he trying to like recover a rifle or something? Like, why was he so far forward? Close to the explosion. Don't know.
I guess exchange a weapon.
Yeah, maybe. Probably the case.
Now, anyways, CHUPAS are going to be playing with the heavier rifles. They haven't got the best utility.
I think they've got enough, though.
Yeah, they've got enough.
4 smokes?
Yep.
What do you say is the bare minimum?
No. I'd say
3 smokes.
I'd say this is.
Okay.
This is just enough, but you could definitely use a little bit more. Okay,
CHUPAS now. Look at this. They're going to try something technical here. Playing off the side of the smoke here. If one man comes on through and he's not very quick on the reaction, I think he should have the advantage. But Vortex?
This has been spotted since Overpass. Vortex has been like, yeah, they've done this on Overpass like 8 times. Why not? Why not just check this? And he does. He gets rewarded by it. So it's a great way of playing. Epoch, anyways. Sanson will be going down.
Actually,
great
legs
entry
him,
right there.
And they end up trading like an HP because he also got dinked from the top of that boost. Yeah, he did. Oh. You can see it. He's down to 60 HP, but he also did a wall as well, so reduced some of the damage coming in. Okay, never mind. Both sides actually throwing down some smoke. Thought that was going to be a fail smoke initially, but not the case. Adam is actually going to walk up here very aggressively. He might get spotted out. His suppressor is very long. Remember that, and he's just going to get punished for it.
The issue with the suppressor is that the weapon is just
the length of the rifle becomes ridiculous. It really defeats the
barrel,
purpose. It defeats the purpose of it being a carbine, because when a carbine is supposed to be like compact.
Now you're talking about weapons, then I don't understand anything again.
No, listen, man, I'll walk you through it. Okay, I'll hold your hand. Shin. Doesn't need anyone holding his hand, but he might actually need a little bit of help. I say that though, but he finds 2 kills, trading out Boogie and Vortex.
Makes it very possible for the rest of the team to do something with this, but they don't commit early enough. And with the 35-second bomb timer, it's out of the picture for them now.
Yeah, no kits either. So. Anyway, Volty, how was your trip over to Stockholm?
Well, it was just like any other time. Just planes.
You flew this time.
Fly every time.
And the fact that you're going with these rotary aircraft is kind of archaic to me.
I love it. They sound. I love just the noise that the engines
doesn't it
make.
Vibrate like crazy?
No, actually, believe it or not, they're very solid in air. Actually,
it's smooth?
Yeah, it's smooth as hell.
Nice.
But
I've never been on one.
No, but the noise is just, oh my god, it's that. I think that could be considered torture. Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that loud?
No, it's unbearable.
Jesus. You should get Bose noise cancelling headphones.
Definitely didn't plug that, or did he? 4-0, CHUPAS losing that round finally after waiting out the bomb. They do have those 2 rifles though. It's MKN and POTUS to potentially make something out of this with whatever they got. They actually invested in armor onto the pistol players as well, Shinshin and Adam. Zenz is not going for that. Looks like he's saving for help, I suppose, since he was the off-road overpass.
Oh, okay, he legs MKN right there. Able to actually find someone if they step forward. Vortex is going very aggressive with this.
It doesn't feel, just by looking at the game and by looking at the early situation of it all, that PopcornPlokker should have 4-0. It feels like CHUPAS actually should be in the lead by the way they're playing. But I think PopcornPlokkers amongst the line of that, or amongst the lines of that, somehow finds, you know, these 2-on-1 duels where they methodically work themselves in slowly that you don't really expect. Adam, for example, has a really good crossfire on that A site, but for some reason last time they got in anyways. And I think it's because they take their time to realize where people are before they actually go for the execute.
I mean, what we could be seeing is also the fact that we were playing CHUPAS pick, right, for the first game.
Yeah, and now PopcornPlokkers are just confident.
Yeah, and this is like because this is like a map where they feel very comfortable. Adam actually stepped out with a CZ and gets kill on Boogie before he gets taken down. See if he can find another, but Ponkus comes all the way through long and he will get shot out. POTUS actually comes in and replies, equalizing the numbers game here for both sides, but Ponkus steps forward again and does a very quick shot there onto MKN. Now 2 men left standing. They have the rifle secured, but no kits, no utility, and with this, you can see that they actually have another smoke from On Desert. So they can smoke off an angle, buy even more time, handful of flashbangs, even a Molotov, if they need to throw it onto the bomb itself in a time of desperation. So I think, again, that way you are going to be seeing, you know, another one of those rounds where they just hold them to the rifles, bring them into the next one. Yeah,
I mean, you can see PopcornPlokkers, they kind of, I was going to say they know gluttony is a sin.
It really is.
But not this time, as Dezen actually goes out to get one.
I'm so going to take a shot at you right there, but you're like a small guy, so it doesn't really make sense. Sorry. I'm just
yeah,
tearing into you way too hard, man.
I'm saying, you know, just don't be greedy for frags. But they were, anyways.
Yeah.
Ponkus solidly working that AK-47. PopcornPlokker's up on 5 rounds, and I want to say it's a very slow game. It's at the start of the rounds usually that we see. But I also think that's because CHUPAS hasn't really found the footing they need against this team, particularly on the map. Because for some reason, just looking at the way they're positioning, all in all, it definitely makes sense to play the way they're doing, but they just don't know their enemies. Yeah.
I mean, if we compare them...
I mean, they're playing very standard to their own strats. God. That was the most minimal pixel peak I've ever seen.
Yeah, Epoch should not have actually survived that, I think. Sansan definitely had the advantage. Nonetheless, I think that if you compare this one to the first map there on Overpass, is that they went very aggressive and sort of experimented on trying to take some tempo into the map. It worked out, and they sort of rode out that momentum into the next, you know, several rounds that they strung together. Now, because they didn't find anything like that, instead they're actually playing a lot more defensive. Obviously, you can see here that with losing the AWP so early on in the game, Adam actually manages to go recover that, which is very good for them. But it means that they can't have anyone to safeguard or go for the refrag. You know, these angles where they can't concentrate any more than just one guy at a time. Because they have to put 2 players on Hobby. So stepping forward right there. You can see Adam gets caught out, working the bolt of his rifle. And with that, he's going to fall down. Shinshin with the only defense, but he doesn't even find the kill on Ponkus right there.
And MKN is the savior, if anything, but...
Is he though?
No, I don't think so. Boogie has a very good position to counter him as well. And these smokes, the flashbangs, they're buying so much time. Bomb's gone planted. You've got 1 kit to work with, and that's on POTUS, who's not even close to the site just yet. And he's sneaking, because obviously he wants to be safe. So PopcornPlokkers are doing a very solid job at putting these players out of the sight.
Okay.
As I say that, though, they're definitely not. Epoch and Vortex are going to be going down.
They actually have got the kits on Potters to work with, so if MKN comes in here and he just covers balcony...
If he just Molotovs balcony...
Yeah, they could definitely have done something like that, but...
Because he's just got 10 HP.
Yeah, they're going to pull back on this one. Do you think he hears them? Okay, he needs to be a little bit careful. Might be able to catch them out, but they do decide to use the T apartment, so it's a little bit safer for them. The smart choice there. A little bit closer as he does step up. Nonetheless, 6 rounds on the board here for the T side.
Well, that was very solid.
Still looking rough though. CHUPAS not finding any rounds here.
I'd say go for the timeout soon. Actually, CHUPAS are.
This is like the magic number. Dude. Yeah, we're seeing
7 is not 6, but 7 probably.
7, 8 around
7,
there.
8 we say is about the time you wanna.
I think that we've exceeded the count that we can count on 2 hands. How many times we've seen that they should take a timeout and they just don't.
No.
You know, so many maps for that kind of scenario.
Okay, good kill from Potters there, following the tracers.
Double kill at the beginning of the round by CHUPAS now, and I'd say just play defensively. But I go in for, and I think that's really the balance they need, is to be offensive at the very beginning of the rounds, to then back off and hold it against their enemies. Now Spock, or Epoch, sorry, not Spock, is going to get out towards that A side, gets one, and actually gets that second. Believe it or not, Ponka's delivering as he jumps down. And now with the AK-47, knows there's a boost right now. They're just going to counter that to the maximum buggy.
So sick.
Making this a 1-on-2, could make it a 1-on-1 if he just finds that 1-on-1 duel.
Goes through the fake again, but they know this time that he's not going to be... He's definitely not trustworthy. If he tries to pop the bomb off, you know that he might be faking you out. Great reaction right there to just stop the Wally from doing any damage. Finds the kill on Adam as he comes on through. And now dancing off the edge of the smoke. He's actually giving so much information to his opponent right here. Boogie, I still think he's got a very good position. He's only got 40 HP to work with, but he's holding it.
This is just...
There it comes on through. And finally, CHUPAS will find a round on the board. Very crucial for them. I think, you know, if they would have ended up losing this one, that would have been just shattering their morale. It's already in the lows.
I think Potters had a really good strategy getting into that individually. Is he knew that bomb timer wasn't going to tick down before that smoke faded. Yeah. So he just waited it out instead of pushing it, which was... it was about to go very badly for him when he was on the left edge of the smoke, but...
Yeah, that's where I was like, okay, this is risky, especially when he's firing his rifle, so...
6-1 anyways, and CHUPAS now, and heavy disadvantage if they lose this round, knows that this is the round they need. Otherwise, it's basically PopcornPlokker's first half.
Yeah, most certainly. They would face that hard eco reset, and there's nothing that they can afford at this point. They'd be looking at down the barrel of a gun, not 2 or 3 rounds from the board there for PopcornPlokker, but a good kill from Sandon, expecting the peak. Now this is a good way to slowly start shutting down this confidence that we're seeing out of PopcornPlokker, because they were actually starting to working these angles very well, smartly together. Not seeing these sort of super technical plays if you compare it to how CHUPAS played on Overpass, but instead PopcornPlokker have just been like consistently out-aiming their opponents in these duels. But going up a little bit aggressively, like you said, you know, like they go aggressive at the start and then sort of fall back onto more defensive positions, might just be the remedy to their problems. And you can see right now switching things up a little bit on the even on the defense here. The question is going to be, you know, is CHUPAS, pardon me, PopcornPlokker is going to be checking these angles, like body checking them.
I think that's really the dilemma of this map, is how do you want to play your double plays? How do you want to put your double plays up? Is it the way they're doing right now, where MKN has to travel a little bit to actually support his mate, or how's it going to be? Potters, anyways, decides to back off after going to the first one, sprays through that smoke like crazy. With 100 HP remaining, believe it or not, moves over to support his mate. And again, they're so far back on the side that these smokes do enough for PopcornPlokker. Just get in and pressure the CT side's shoulders with the bomb plant. And we'll see, obviously now, is it going to be working for CHUPAS or not? If it's not, then drastically they'll need to switch things up. Zanzin and Adam will be going in for 2. Oh my God, there you have it, Deezen almost.
Oh, he does it. They actually get it, and he has a kit. 5v3 on the retake. They molly out the man playing on new box, but they still lose 4 members.
Yeah, and that's just a major catastrophe to their money situation. Looking at it now, they can't even afford M4s at some of the players. So it's going to be a few drops. I believe Zanzen has a few extra dollars to spare right here, but and it's really only thanks to Zanzen's position that they win this round as well.
Yeah.
That he can come in with that element of surprise, 6-2.
So you saw one man coming through up through Banana, the other two forcing their way onto the side over from Ruins, and one man coming through CT. And they were forced to essentially triple peek the man playing right there under by the grill position in order to actually find that equalizing trade. So in terms of the post plant, that was very messy and could have still been PopcornPlokker's round. But the fact that they actually hold it together now, get these rounds back to back, does mean that if we see another round win here from them, it could be PopcornPlokker essentially facing at least a pistol round. It'd be very good here for the CT side.
And I think also from CHUPAS' part, what PopcornPlokkers did, which was good for them, obviously, is that CHUPAS now do go for the reinvestment, and they have no money left after this if they lose this either. So it's really one of the more important rounds for both of the teams on this first half. PopcornPlokker with the M4, just going to be waiting on this boost. Not sitting on the same position. He's being more Zanzen on overpass this time, but it's on Inferno, and he's PopcornPlokker. Buggy will be going in for the kill. Now a 3-on-3 with Zanzen on that op, flashing over. Do they want to go for that boost? It's a risky play, but they do commit to it. With Adam going up to get one. It's a good trade. Time is ticking, though. They don't have all the time in the world with Vortex going in for the op kill on Shinshin. This is just going to get harder and harder for every second, especially playing that op in the retake. Zanzen, there's not much that you can do. I'd support the fact going back for the save on that one. 7-2, CHUPAS, as I mentioned, now after that reinvestment down to low money.
I might just see the force buy from them actually, and it does look as if that's going to be the case. Getting the hard reset, we are going to see 5 CZs on the CT side. Lots of utility as well, so you do have the options here to start nading down through mid. Maybe see if they can catch someone off guard here, but Vortex is actually going to go and hard peek this angle. Not going to find the kill. The smoke goes down deep all the way over down in Banana. And this at least gives them some sort of sense of control. A bit of a whiff flashbang comes through, but they still have a lot of control on that side of the map. Now, obviously, the point of contention is going to be through the mid-section and second mid, which would most certainly be tough, considering that they have these very limited range pistols. But it's as if you can play angles like this, that we are seeing out of Zanzen, the very close angles, the tight positions, and taps on out, finds Epoch. Cheeky breaky. That's CZ, man. Sometimes it's just so lethal in the right time.
Such an underrated weapon.
Really completely agree.
In my friend circle, at least.
Like out of all of your mates play CS, like
nobody plays.
I play CZ.
I do.
It's you and me, bro.
Yeah. If you could see the fist bump we did, you'd cringe.
It was terrible.
7-2.
It was so bad.
MKN. Almost blocking out his enemy or his mate right there. MKN. Forced out into the field, when Buggy gets that double kill thanks to a Molotov landing perfectly in position. Adam already got his frag. They're like, nah, you're not getting another one, and it's working well. Sure, they're low on HP here, PopcornPlokkers. Could have Shinshin go for a double.
Oh my god,
Buggy,
is this real life?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was trying to play cool, though, and I think it would have been very rewarding for him if Buggy didn't just look back.
Do you think he did? Yeah, absolutely. That's what I was worried about here, that no one actually checks the back. 3 of them are potential one-shots here. All it took is 1 round to the head, and Zanzen could find himself some quick cash and perhaps a gun here stepping forward. Actually going to end up dying right there. Every single
And the one member he meets is not that one-shot potential.
Yeah, God, that is so frustrating for him. And now you can see off the back of that force by CHUPAS have no money to work with. This is not looking good.
I'd say again, as I mentioned earlier, go for that timeout.
Why
it's not too.
Why are we
now?
Not,
actually,
why are we not seeing this?
No, I'm not sure.
What do you think is the?
I think the main
process.
I think
to sort of just completely negate that. So that you have that as an option.
They just want to get it over with. At least these pistol rounds. Usually, it tends to be this.
I mean, they've actually dinged a couple of members though. Vortex to 35, the good 48. Even Epoch, could be going to be a two-shot.
It's so hard to work with ecos like this because they're so clean. Obviously, there's no equipment, there's no nothing in there for you to work with. So at least making a few frags happen, at least taking these longer distance fights with the AK-47s is doing something to them, because you're not just walking ATM machines, getting into SMGs, giving away $600, even more. It could be shotguns, for example. At least they're taking the duels with the AK-47s. If they do get the kills, they do get the kills. But also, if they do die, they don't give away the most amount of money.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is okay for a round like this, I want to say. Especially on Inferno. It's so hard to work with, unless, obviously, your god's playing defensively. And with a stack on the A side, you can do a lot. But as I mentioned earlier, it looked like they just wanted to get that one over with. Shin Shin. Beautiful name. It's going to be playing over towards the A side. It looks like, I'm not sure. That's the 8th player, right? Yeah. So,
you know, I'm thinking here that maybe if we see some sort of supportive play through mid, the way they try to go aggressive, probably end up knocking down the man, because Vortex consistently keeps peeking through mid, right? And if you anticipate that and, you know, pre-aim him with an AWP of your own, you could, you know, maybe knock him down, which would be a very good kill for them to open things up, and then you just fall back in a similar fashion to what we saw through mid on Overpass. Obviously, the maps are very different in that regard, so, I mean, it's a lot easier to just say on paper, but I still think that, you know, what you were saying just a couple of rounds ago, that try to go aggressive, then fall back into the default defensive positions, is something that could really help them here. Obviously, they are switching things up a little bit on the defense. They are expecting the man to come around time to moment. This is actually a really good smoke to force them away, but they could just rotate over towards the B side themselves. Obviously, they don't really know how many people are waiting for them there, and Adam is actually going to open things up there with one kill. And he's got his teammates still watching his back.
oh, dude. If Epoch gets this gun at him, I don't know what I'll do. But they're timing it so well. Buggy, are you joking? Adam Sands and every single one of them are going down. That was genius. That was 200 IQ.
That's absolutely disgusting in the way they just walk in onto the side and shut them down. CHUPAS had such a good defensive position as well, I feel.
I think just the fact that they were sneaking, just the fact that they took so long, kind of placed some doubt in CHUPAS, thinking, yo, maybe they're going CT even. Maybe they're walking around. Maybe they decided to back off.
I mean, one man was rotating over towards into library, so that shuts down any control that he has of Archway itself. Ooh, Potters, he wants to go for the peak, but he's not going to risk it. He needs this gun. He has to hold on to it. Almost loses that duel.
Where's Adam? 6 kills. We saw him last game. He was, I don't know how many frags he got, but I remember he was really one of those impact fraggers that really...
I mean, MK and Shin, like everyone on CHUPAS side, they've been a little bit more quiet. There's not a lot of audacity to the position they're in, and they're not doing any of those plays either. Because you can see that they just sort of have been struck down, and they're struggling to regain that sort of confidence that we were seeing previously. They really need, even MK roasting his feet a little bit right there. I know it's cold outside, man, but it's a little bit too hot.
Adam has great potential right here. If he just plays this safe and doesn't show himself off, then he should be able to at least get one. Timing is everything, and Ponkas, he gets it. Adam will be going down. Doesn't do what I was about to say. MKM.
Yeah, the slow, methodical play. CHUPAS are just looking as if all of their sails poked full of holes, man. And just falling apart. Sands, and now let's get the response kill. Gets checked out, but at least they trade 1 for 1. Now 2 versus 3. A single rifle in the hands of Potters, but they're on the other side of the map. There's no one on the A side itself, so you know, even making an entry here is going to be very, very difficult. I think maybe the best choice would be to secure this AK, take it back into the next round. But if they find a kill, they could definitely go for it here. To remind you, there is no kit to play with, however. So time is of the essence.
All right, he spots that head, MKN. Why don't you fire your bullets? All right, Ponkas. Ease this spot. And that Vortex will actually support him from another angle to take out Pottis. Ponkus and Pottus. 11-2. Chupas are massively needing help here. Some backup. What's up? Again, that timeout. I think obviously it's too late now for this health, but I think with that timeout,
give them one of those lifelines, man.
Yeah.
Like call a family member.
Yeah, basically that's what timeouts are. Basically, I think.
Oh, okay. They might actually go aggressive in mid. Vortex is holding the angle. Not going to find the kill because there was a double peek going down right there through second mid. Buggy gets punished for it. And this time we're seeing a little bit of confidence back in the win, back in the sails of CHUPAS. This is what they really need. Now with this, finding that kill, Adam down to 13 HP, you can see that falling back into defensive default positions. This is exactly what we wanted to see out of these guys, albeit it might be a little bit too late here in the first half.
Yeah, this is what we see, what we saw when they won their second round, I think. So we'll see if we'll see another round here for them.
I mean, it has to happen. Otherwise, I think about their chances of swinging back here on this team side. If PopcornPlokkers are playing a solid CT off, I mean, it would be really tough for them.
One of the things that I'm wondering about here is also why that bomb is so over neutral in the position it is. All right, they're gonna get it now. Vortex picking it up, moving over towards that A site. It looked just like as if they were gonna wait for another line of offense here from CHUPAS, but I think after getting that first kill, they don't really want to risk it, knowing what has happened earlier. So overextending is definitely not a good idea here, and they get that. Sanzin pulling off Valve. Shin, cutest name in the game.
Wallbang flashed out as well. The flashbang usage is perfect from PopcornPlokker. Stepping in and find 2 kills. Vortex also takes the headshot there on Sanzin, and now 2 men left standing once more. 2 versus 4, and they are going to save the rifles and give up another round. 2-12. As we're coming to the last round of the first half here on Inferno, map number 2 in the very first day of the Philips OneBlade Cup. It's not looking great here for CHUPAS. This is probably, you know, the scenario where we might just very well go into map number 3.
Yeah, I think that's going to be
Mirage.
At the same time, you know, it kind of bothers you a little, I guess, the fact that CHUPAS aren't really, they're not making it 16-8 at least. They're not really stretching for the high score here, and I think that's the issue, is that maybe just on Inferno, they're not the team. Or because it's so hard to tell what's wrong right here. It feels like they're missing their bullets. They're missing their shots many of the times. They get that first initial frag. They decide to back off. They had that upper hand, but they still lose those duels as soon as people come in. The flashbangs are so countering to them. You could see in Pit in the last round, for example.
PopcornPlokkers definitely seem to have this map nailed down,
yeah.
Like much tighter than we saw in Overpass. Like this is definitely, you can really tell, you know, that this is a map they're comfortable on as a team.
And they rely on it as a team as well, and I think that's really rare to see, especially by this what would you say, grassroots standard or whatever, or the semi-professional standard in Counter-Strike. Oh no, especially in Sweden, is that you don't usually see teams rely on each other so hard.
Yeah, a lot of them are centered around this one player, or like 1 or 2 players who are strong fraggers.
Yeah, or all of them are very good fraggers playing PUBG.
It becomes more of a mechanical game than a strategical game. Whereas at the highest levels of playing Counter-Strike, because everyone's so tightly, so closely tied in terms of just raw aim and mechanics, that's where the true strategy really shines on through. But we are seeing a little bit of technical play from either side. We did see that on Overpass from CHUPAS initially. Now PopcornPlokkers are dominating here on Inferno. Oh, actually catches out 1 or 2 men there. A couple of defensive flashbangs do come on through, but he doesn't even find a single frag. Epoch just executes him as he comes around the corner. Desmond will do the same for Shin. Now Potters is isolated here on short. Going to be collapsing down. That's 1 kill. Makes that perhaps 2, but no, I spoke too soon. MKN is the last man standing in this half. And you're going to be looking at 13-3, pardon me, 13-2, unless he steps up. And that's not going to be the case. It's simply not going to happen. Feels bad, man. By the way, heads up, guys. Machinistana end up taking the series 2-0 on the other side of the bracket. So those are going to be the guys waiting for whatever team wins this series.
Machinistana. I just love that name.
The Machinist.
The Machinist.
Have you seen that film?
No.
No, obviously you haven't.
Machinist or machinist? The Machinist.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
With Christian Bale. Do you know Christian Bale? Please tell me you know Christian Bale.
I know Christian Bale.
Yeah, okay, give me one of his roles.
That one.
One movie.
Yeah.
Just give me one movie that he's played in.
Get the long stockings. Epoch, anyways.
Oh my.
Yeah, I have no idea who it is. I'm sorry. With the USP, 15 HP remaining, decides to back off. Good start for them, and they got Buggy to kind of support if anything goes wrong on that B side. They also got the third member right there, being Vortex. But quiet moment now for Chupas. They don't make too much noise.
Well, I mean, they're about to, though.
Yeah, and you can see as soon as the Molotovs and flashes and everything flies over, PopcornPlokkers have that sandwich coming in from not only Banana, but from CT as well. Buggy? Yeah, this is going to be GG soon, I think. I'm sorry. I hate saying that.
Nasty, man.
I hate saying...
No, it's fine. Like,
yeah, I love being optimistic.
I'm the same. I'm definitely the same. I think, like, in all of the casting duos that I end up in, people 9 out of 10 times like, yeah, Tench, you need to step into negatives. Like, you're such a pessimist.
But I like that both of us are kind of pessimists.
You know, I kind of look at the game and you go like, yeah, well, you know, they're just getting crushed. I mean, this is one of those situations. CHUPAS just completely falling apart. You know what? I'm going to go back on that statement. They're not falling apart because in order to fall apart, you need to have something that's whole. I never had that from the start.
All right.
Just a very weak showing from them on this map. Their overpass was looking really sick, like some really cool technical plays. Here, it's...
I really hope you get
This looks like one of my games right now.
I really hope you get one of those tweets now. I really do. We were talking about earlier.
You never know. I mean, maybe. Like, if we're lucky enough.
I just retweet those and I say something stupid.
It's like
about him.
On a Monday, I could definitely anticipate someone sending me like an angry tweet.
Someone mad.
Yeah, I don't even mind it, man. I think it's fun. Like, if someone
I don't care really. Anyways, decent. Ponkus. Pulling this one off. Ooh, and MKN gets that kill on Ponkus. They've got the backup player coming in with the Skype helmet. I love that. Gotta take his position. Oh, they got it out everybody, but he only gets one. Luckily, they have Vortex to support him. NKM with the Deagle can't do a lot. Deezen finally with a 3K that I was anticipating him to get earlier, but eventually gets it. 15-2. CHUPAS with, I don't know what equipment, but Mac 10 at a maximum, and like Mac 10 is a premium of this round.
Yeah, and saying that, like, is just okay, you know.
Yeah, it says really, enough.
It really tells us more about the round. Like, it tells us so much about the state of the game. Like, we don't even need to say anything. Like, at this point, like, we're just obsolete. You don't need casters to, you know, tell you that, hey, Adam stepped on through, but it's simply not going to matter. It's just way too much. The firepower advantage is too great. And with that, you know. Yeah, okay. Well, he's going to... Potter's going to kill one guy, right? He's going to drive by him with the...
Potter's going to clutch this, and then they're going to do a sick comeback, CHUPAS.
If they actually came back from this, I would eat my hat.
Eat my hat.
Yeah.
That's such a child-friendly expression.
I could probably use like 15 other that are PG, you know.
PG-15 at least?
PG-15, PG-21, man.
What, does that exist?
Nah, don't think so. I think it's like PG-16, PG-18 at best, I'm not sure.
PG-18
okay, let's see here. This guy's gonna initiate, like, he's gonna initialize a gang war with this Mac 10.
50 seconds, and he is. I don't know.
Okay. Now
is he unsure on what he wants to do, or do you think he was?
No, he's just in these one of these positions. Like, yeah, guys, I'm gonna try to do as many as I can. Okay, make that one. Flashbang comes through a little bit too late, so it doesn't actually do anything now. Stepping on forward, perfect flashbang. He actually gets it and almost survives around. But hey,
I mean, you were right. Try to get as many frags as he could, boost those Agile TB stats, and get going.